Guys, today we have analysis here on Ouch vs Acola. Ouch had a really good run at this tournament a few weeks ago, Battle of BC. He won a tournament right after Best of the West, some Best of the West 3. And I wanted to analyze one set of his. I think at Best of West there's no real standout sets for him. He kind of beat like his comfort matchups. He 3-0'd Cosmos twice. He was actually close to losing to Lemon, who beat Spargo at the tournament. But they are from the same region. They have like an insane set record, I think. It makes sense that it was close. But at Battle of BC had a lot of good sets, and this was probably his biggest upset. I actually have not seen this set myself, but I have seen how Ouch plays versus Steve, with that one set versus Syrup at that Reaper Invitational. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I want to point out that before getting into this, I think Ouch is a really aggressive player, right? So that's gonna be an advantage and a disadvantage versus Steve, because you want to pressure Steve all the time, but for being too aggressive, you can also die for it. And I think that's what happened versus Syrup at the Reaper Invitational at times. The aggression paid off, but he also died for it, but he ended up winning that set. So because sometimes you can be really aggressive, but if your like punish game pays off, it doesn't really matter. I don't know why he really did that Blaster. First off, Blaster is not that good in this matchup. Probably didn't expect Acola to do this kind of weird movement, aggressive thing. Honestly, to be fair, that was pretty good from Acola. Just the weird aggression, just jump off the platform fair into that. I feel like with Wolf, if you blaster with Wolf, you have to make every blaster count, right? Like Blaster is gonna be like your mix-up tool, because if you miss a blaster, it has a lot of lag. It got nerfed like 3 times or something, so like making sure you don't do bad blasters is like key. Okay. Yeah, now right now it's just standard Steve counterplay, missing the fair in the back air. I've never seen a Wolf player actually do this kind of trump. This was really good. Just establishing the trump and pressure around the ledge is already really big, because Acola has no iron either, so his disadvantage is really bad here, right? And this is because Ouch started pressuring immediately. But it's also because Acola was holding in at the start. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Ouch was so ready for all these scenarios, though. This is just insane character moment. And then he, after all of that, he gets the stone. that is just something, you see. That was really good wall counterplay from Ouch, though. But that is, he was there immediately with the back air. And this is also why this works, is because Acola has no iron. This is such a different interaction if there's iron in play, because then it's just a wall tech into minecart. Then you're fucked. So challenging Steve with, if the wall is there, when Steve does not have iron, it's actually worth it. Wait, this is so simple. What happened? He misses the grab. What? That is so weird. Such a weird interaction, right? Where he's on the other side, and then I think it was weird body blocking. I want to highlight this interaction real quick, though. Ouch is using. I think it was a good mix-up. It's still really risky to jump over the wall, but when he didn't fully break the blocks and then jumped over and stood on the block, right? And after it, right? If I saw that correctly? Or like he went off the block and after it, right? But it's a good mix-up. There's a lot of pressure there, but it's all for 13%. But you have to do it sometimes for 13%. Yeah, and also star KO, pretty bad. Yeah, I think right now you can see that Ouch, like look, this is a scenario where you might be a bit too aggressive, right? This is something you need to be really good at when you fight Steve. So he hits that, then he gets into an awkward scramble of after the blocks are gone. Tries to back air. So that doesn't really hit commanded opponents, and then it gets up tilted for it. So playing those scrambles after you kind of fail that interaction, because his initial pressure was not bad, but then because you need to do that kind of scramble sometimes. Wait, that was, dude, what? Steve up tilt is just fucked up. You can just up tilt, bro. You just need to get out of there in these scenarios. Ouch is fighting him in these crazy scenarios where he's a little late, so he gets up tilted, he dies. So you can see his like his moments where he chooses the more aggressive like option in scramble is where he's losing. It's crazy that he's scrambling versus Steve up tilt as a character who does not have good scrambling options. Like if I'm Roy there, for example, it's a little bit better for me to scramble. I'm really surprised that Aftet actually beat the minecart. Now, I like that. I like the movement there. Not fast enough on the up smash. Good positioning. But he's making Acola do those roll-ins because he's so aggressive, right? Really good positioning. He's just, he's just staying there, I think people get really scared by him just standing there, not really ready for that. Yeah, Acola is swinging a lot. Good spacing. Really good positioning and advantage the whole stock, right? Like he was every one of these interactions, he was ready. Just to not get reversaled. And that's more huge. Like it's not hard to really do that kind of positioning, but it's hard to do it consistently and not make the mistake, right? Yeah, be careful here. Nice spacing around the up till now. He's adjusting his spacing, not making the same mistakes as he's done different stocks. Nice empty land shield there as well. I hope you guys noticed that. That's really big. Because he's also being careful around Akola's shield. Because Wolf usually does not really space on shield. Especially in that scenario, right? Where he's like, oh, he's going to drift in fair. Try to set up something, get a reversal. But Ouch realizes that, okay, I might get full out of shield. And then I'm going to die to the next thing. And he was like, okay, I will not do the dumb option here. His pressure is, so far, has been really aware of like Steve's out of shield options. But then he got hit by the back air. That was unfortunate. He kind of ran into it. In those scenarios where he's cornered, I don't think he has been taking it slow enough. And I think that might be a bad habit of his, because I've seen him do that before. Where he kind of, even when he's cornered, he doesn't really take his time. He just kind of runs in and tries to put on pressure even in those scenarios. Which is not necessarily bad to do always. Like even then, there's really precise movement. He messes up the... Like he's really confident in playing, just moving around up tilt, or like playing that mix up of where he's like, okay, I will move around the up tilt and punish it, which is pretty hard to do as Wolf. It's a pretty precise thing. Like even there, pretty hard to do. But he's trying to set up these scrambles where he does that. Acola does not have iron. He also counterpicked Steve to PS2. This is a crazy counterpick. I like the blaster there, specifically. When he has no iron, or like one iron, and the block was there in front of him, it's good to blaster. Other than that, it's pretty risky, because you can just get minecarted, right? Any projectile character, oh my god, that is huge. Yeah, just not having iron there changes the disadvantage a lot. Acola could have taken it a bit slower, though, I think. But he wasn't ready for that, I guess. You can up smash there. You just run up smash. Damn. I guess you can just run up smash. Interesting. Yeah, be too aggressive again. That's when he's getting up tilted. Now he has to reset. He's trolling if he doesn't. What a nair on the minecart. Now he's catching Akola's aggressive minecarts. Yeah, this is what Aush has been doing really well so far. The advantage state and making sure that when he has iron, he's not going to take unnecessary risk. He's positioning in a way where he doesn't get hit by the minecart. He's never going to get reversed by a minecart. Like you'd see in the previous game when he had the he was like, let's pretend it was a small battlefield. He was like, Aush was like around here, right? Where my mouse is, around this platform. And then Acola minecart from here. He was like, okay, I will not try to punish here, and I will instead just like pressure him afterwards, because he knew like, okay, I'm not ready for the punish. But it was more like fine with just not getting reversaled, and that's what he's been doing, because Steve mains, every one of them just love to go for reversals. Like they will try to reverse you. That was a crazy grab to go for in the scramble. Acola was definitely expecting an up smash. He's going for these trumps too. He's put a lot of pressure on Steve in advantage state. That's when he's getting his biggest hits. Is when Steve has no iron in disadvantage. Dash attack goes through there. Oh my god. If that hit the block, that would have been really scary. You're going to take that back here. That's fine. Yeah. Again, going under the minecart. You're going to die, though. What happened after the scramble? So going under the minecart, Barely missing the up air. Acola is able to air dodge through into up smash. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people, and Acola uses it too, where they really mix up when their landings with fast fall neutral air dodge in really awkward spots, where you really have to like focus on covering that primarily. But he really thought like, oh, Acola is gonna do something aggressive or something like that potentially. 71 real quick. Now he adjusted for the air dodge. That's an easier position to cover it, to be fair. That missed. See, now he took his time in the corner. Getting grabbed is fine there, but Acola also misinputted. So getting grabbed is not bad in that position if he has DI. Because it's diamond as well. It actually helps that it's diamond. No back throw is interesting. He's grabbing so much in these scrambles. No, that's not gonna kill you. No. Dude, what are you doing, bruh? Okay, then he gets the up tilt. Dude, Ouch loves that up tilt so much. It is a very good up tilt. It hits very, very, very far. You know, it's a very very good move. Okay, let's see what happens in this game. These are very interesting stages, Smashville. But basically, you want to like, Acola has been getting a lot out of these scraps with up tilt in the end. Water break, my bad. He's been getting a lot out of the up tilts, right? Because, but so I think Ouch is comfortable with going here. Okay, he messed up. He went on top of the block. But there, that minecart was like in neutral. You know, he's not been getting hit by those minecarts in from you know like when he has advantage state. Except here, that was a bad shield for sure. You want to stay more active. Yeah, you're gonna take that hit. Hard for him to get the spike there. Okay, this is really bad. Acola hasn't had this much iron, right? In other games, but he's been winning those close-up interactions. And or like the minecart interaction, then he just mined afterwards, right? Yep. Okay. Interesting down smash, but he went for the big reward. Good drift. I was just so ready for the block bounces, which is crazy. I hate that this is like a thing where I don't remember what the property is exactly, but it the fact that it just goes through the hitbox right there because you're like a bit too early is a property minecart shouldn't have. Like, why does it has invincibility or something? I don't remember. But it just wins against everything right there. If you do it like slightly too early. Which is really annoying that it cannot be challenged on startup. Like that well. That's untakeable. Damn, what an interaction. I think he might have lived to the other side. It's crazy to scramble here. The block actually saved him. Ouch is so comfortable scrambling. I think that's something important to take out of this set. That he's really comfortable with moving. Oh, he might be dead here. Oh my god. I get shocked every time that this is actually okay. That spot is really smart to do there by Acola. Because you're not gonna be able to hit him out of the air. So playing like how Ouch is gonna land is much more important. What do you do here? I think you're genuinely just dead. Because this block covers him up being here. This is covering this. And then there's no chance to tech or anything. You're just dude, you're just dead, bro. That is not okay. That is genuinely not okay. Oh my god. Okay. Nice F tilt. Yeah, that was from a weird scramble when Ouch tried to land on him as well. Yeah, you're gonna roll out. They're just both so comfortable with scrambling, bro. And they're gonna play for that situation all the time. Okay. You're not gonna get much there. Good DI by Acola. Yeah, he's drifting a bit better this time. Harder for him to set up something. Still like naring there. So, like if it was a bit late, he was gonna up till it and potentially died to like a nil combo. Okay, nice blaster. He's moving really well. That blaster was crazy to do. If Acola just lets the minecart rip, he dies there. Oh, you're dead, right? I think he tried to land on the Smashville platform there. Let's watch it back. He either he probably tried to go for the Smashville platform, which without the blocks he would have been able to. But the blocks were there, so he needed to go to the ledge. And this setup is also fucked up for ledge trapping. Like, what do you do? What do you do here? It's so broken. Like, if you neutral get up, you're in the back air zone. If you like ledge jump, you can't really because the blocks are there. Roll, you're dead. Get up tag, you're dead. Drop down doesn't really do anything. It's that setup is fucked up. I've not seen very many Steves use it, but Acola uses it all the time. But to me, it's every time I just see. I say this all the time to my friends and everything, but like when I think about Steve, it's every time you think of a solution that you can do better as Steve is to use more blocks. I swear. Like you can use more blocks in almost any scenario, bro. Like just use more blocks in that scenario, right? In ledge trap, in neutral, in anything. They help in every single scenario. Like they carry Steve. Obviously, he's really bad without blocks. Just using them more in every scenario, like doing ledge traps, anything, edge guards. It's fucked up. So that goes to out to any Steve mains pretty much. Just spam blocks, bro. Like if your wall gets broken, just do more blocks, right? Like build another wall. That's what Acola does. Like that, like even putting that block right there, right, puts up so much pressure because you can down smash on the block. You can do the down tilt thing. You can do run of fair like that. It's so broken. Let's see how Ouch lost the scenario. I didn't really put attention. He messed up his drift a little bit, and Acola is chasing him on the ground really well. He's winning. He's winning like all these scrambles. That's where Acola is getting his money. Drop fair is interesting. Ouch wins this game. I have not seen this set. This is a really bad start. This is a really good start for Acola. But it can snowball the other way. Because my hot take is that no Steve main. Oh, this is a really big combo. That actually matters a lot. My hot take is that no Steve is really good at resource management. Like here, if Acola plays in a way where he's like, okay, I will use my blocks and not use minecart. But he's like, okay, I have so much iron, so I can use minecart. Again, using minecart where he can go to the ledge and then threaten a minecart from there. Again, look, like, let's compare this. He gets hit here. Look how much iron does he have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is a lot, right? Then he uses 1, 2, getting hit for both, 3, 4, and then he has 3. And then it's much better. Then he uses that again. Ouch. Was a bit too greedy with the down smash, but if he held advantage better, it would have been a bigger deal. Like like you don't need to do that. Like the threat is there for the moves. Like you do that sometimes, but if you keep that iron, I don't know. Like there has to be some sort of balance. Steve players can do. Like again, minecarting. Like you don't need to, right? You can build a wall there. But Ouch might catch the wall startup in that scenario. That's why he minecarded. But he should realize that he's going to punish for almost every minecart. And the other one, Ouch got greedy about. I'm surprised Acola didn't let an F smash rip there. He was so close to the wall. That is crazy. I thought he was going to be late on that grab. Okay. Yeah, he's staying close to the wall, which is really smart against a low, like not like Wolf doesn't have a low range, but to hit the wall he does. Okay. These down smashing advantages have not been it. That one time it was good, but other than that, Ouch was a bit too greedy with them. Other than that, he's holding advantage really well, right? He's still like going for the fair spacing. That's what he's mainly relying on is these weird scrambles and then baiting Acola to swing and punish. And it basically, this RPS is like, okay, is Ouch baiting him out well enough? Like there he baits that out. Is he mixing up his landings enough? Is he like mixing up timings and his landings? Like what move is he using? All of that stuff. Like see, now he's mixing up his timing again using the platforms. I really like this battlefield pick for Ouch. Like it was these like last like all these interactions right here were all because of battlefield and him just mixing it up more. Because he can mix up going to the side platform from that jump, going to the top platform, and that's kind of awkward for Steve to deal with, genuinely. So waiting there, mixing up that, going to the side platform, boom, 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 doing that, even with the block there. That was really good, right? I feel like neutral for Steve and for Steve can be really hard here at times. See, now he didn't go for the immediate fair in. So again, he's using his jumps and his drift to mix up. That's Wolf's biggest strength in the matchup. Is Wolf's drift. He's just mixing that up a lot. Okay. Going for the fair is baller. He could have down aired, but that was unlikely in that scenario. Okay, now he catches him with the minecart. This is like Ouch has been really good in these scenarios. When he respawns onto the field, he has not gotten hit by a big move. That was really good timing, but also really risky. If that upset hits, you die. But Ouch is not scared to ever play these mix-ups. Like, see, all this side platform usage. Like, being there, putting himself in the range of, okay, I can jump in from here. Acola is, like, so preemptive with the minecart. See, like, sees the opponent is gonna, like, has a potential to run in and pressure him, and he minecarts a lot there. At least in that game. And in the game before that, like, it's a bit risky to set up the wall because you can obviously catch the wall start up there. But I think it's more important to do that, or like if you force the opponent to run in and you set up the wall there instead of minecarting, I think it's much scarier. Or at least I'm more scared if the Steve is there to set up the wall instead of minecarting. Because then I have to play this whole RPS again, and it's really more of a mental warfare even. These stage weeks have been weird also. I don't know what these are based on. Except Battlefield makes a lot of sense for Ouch. Hot start. He's been holding advantage really well in these scenarios. He has such good awareness of his like his timing, you know, when he's late or when he's like not late. These are also really good mix-ups. His pressure mix-ups have been really. He's been throwing a lot more new stuff in the last few games. He's been mispositioning himself like slightly in these last few games in those scrambles and in the set prior. Honestly, being slightly mispositioning himself, which sucks. Yeah, he gets that. I think Ouch makes a comeback in this game too, as far as I remember. Yeah, all of these positional feints, even in advantage state, have been really important. Okay, he jumps over the wall, which for Wolf is okay to do sometimes, but you don't really want to do that. These shields are really good as well. Run up shield in that spot is actually pretty good. Steve is not gonna grab you there. At the percent you are at too, like Steve is not gonna try to back throw you or F throw you or something. And down throw does nothing, right? So something like run up shield there is really good. Again, like whenever Acola is even a little bit of under pressure, he minecarts. He has been working, to be fair, this time. I get he does. The block is there. Then that was a bad blaster. You don't really blaster when he has so much iron, right? I'm really surprised he kept minecarting. Yeah, I was just like slightly late on these sequences. Like, he has been punishing these minecarts. But is there variance in the timing? Like, I guess there's a variance in positioning. All right, let's see this. There, these. I guess he's doing them a little bit faster. He didn't do them as fast. But I think Ouch should have had better recognition at times and rolled in, but it's really hard. Honestly, it's really hard to do that. I guess he's doing them a bit faster, not delaying them. He did them like yeah, he's doing them more immediately now. I might be capping. Maybe my eyes don't see it. Or maybe I think it's that, but I'm not exactly sure. Because he's minecarting a lot in this game, which makes sense. It's on Hollow Bastion. You get a lot of iron here really fast. Yeah, again, those are the main things where Ouch gets punished or Ouch gets a hit, right? Yeah, and he's doing weird blasters. You don't blaster. You have to be so disciplined. But Ouch is so good in those scenarios in advantage state. If he just doesn't almost ever blaster in this matchup and like relies on his jump pressure, and that I remember seeing this though. This is a crazy thing to go for, but it's such an optimal thing to do. But you're not gonna expect that. That's like the only way you're gonna die, but you're not gonna expect him to just side B in game 5 in there and react that fast to your positioning, bro. Okay. And yeah, the minecart is a big deal in this game. He's been getting reversal by a lot, and he still wins. Because he wins those advantage state scenarios where Acola doesn't have as much iron. And where it's harder for him to minecart or like do a down air, like there. Because it's scary for the reflector. He puts on so much pressure. And every time he's used shield, it's been in a good position. And like he gets so much damage, right? Like Acola is randomly at 136. Like Wolf does damage, bro. I'm really surprised that actually hit Wolf crouching there. Good drift again. Because Wolf has the privilege to do that here. If I am Roy, I die there. If I do that option. Okay. Yeah, kill moves are up. And then he just dash attack, bro. He's Ouch for the most part has really good risk reward management in the matchup. Because like what is he gonna do there? He has barely any iron. He's very, very good at the risk reward management in the matchup. I think it was pretty interesting to watch. Because like Ouch doesn't really do anything super special in the Steve matchup, right? Like he's just really like he just does the basic things like really consistently. He's really confident in his drifts, in scrambles. He's really good confident in his advantage state. He did not get reversaled much except in the last game. But then he made up for it by having a two like really long and strong advantage states, right? And then Acola just was really good in the scrambles as well, but it all like kind of ended up on being like who's better in the scrambles, who's better in the wall RPS, which is like the biggest thing in the matchup, right? And Ouch didn't really lose much of those wall RPS situations. I think Acola, except in game 5. In game 5, the minecarts were hitting in those scenarios. So damn, that was an interesting set for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed the analysis, and if you guys did, drop a sub, follow, etc. Like, subscribe, and see you guys next time.